Today, kids, we are going to learn about the genocide in Armenia. In 1908, Turkey's Ottoman Empire, which dominated the Middle East for centuries, was tottering. A new generation of young Turks attempted to breathe new life into the empire, taking over in a bloodless coup. We all know about the young Turks, don't we, kids? Now that the Sultan is gone, the constitution must be restored. Among the young Turk brain trust was Talat Pasha. This new government shall pave my personal path to power. The Turks inherited many of the Ottoman Sultan's problems. The Sultan had long felt threatened by the empire's Armenian minority. Now, under the Turks, Armenians were brutally repressed in 1895. The Sultan ordered vicious massacres. Talat proposed a simple solution to the Armenian question. Gentlemen, our agenda of Turkish nationalism requires eliminating the Armenian people in its entirety. There must be no further Armenians on this earth. And Talat's assistant said, "Sounds reasonable." April 24th, 1915, Turkish soldiers rounded up 600 Armenian intellectuals, writers, and leaders in Constantinople. As with most genocides, they always round up the intellectuals, writers, and leaders. Most were never heard from again. The same day, Constantinople, now Istanbul, Armenian poor were slaughtered by the thousands. Documents later proved that Talat authored the genocidal plan. Take a memo, arrest all Armenian administrative personnel, and massacre them. Armenians in army service are to be exterminated by military authorities. The Young Turks ordered so-called deportations. Millions of Armenians were forcibly marched into the desert with no food or water. The Turks employed butcher battalions of ex-convicts and thugs to see the deportations, not too different from the Young Turks today. These gods beat, raped, and robbed the Armenians and left them to die in the burning desert. In seaport cities, Armenians were loaded onto barges and cast adrift. Have a nice voyage. Too bad it is a one-way ticket. The boats were sunk at sea. Surviving Armenians and witnesses testified to the horror of the massacres, which left 1.5 million Armenians, half the Armenian nation, dead. Talat was proud of himself. He once said, "I have accomplished more towards solving the Armenian problem in 3 months than the Sultan did in 30 years. The U.S. led the world in condemning the massacres. Henry Morgenthau, ambassador to the Ottoman Empire, lamented, "The whole history of the human race contains no such horrible episode as this." But the Young Turks made a big mistake. They sided with the Germans in the Great War. Remember when the Young Turks on YouTube sided with Hillary? That was another big mistake. Better make tracks. Defeated ended the genocide in the Ottoman Empire. The Young Turk leaders fled. Talat came to Berlin supposedly without the knowledge of the official German government. "Your papers appear to be in order, Herr Ale Pasha." Talat may have escaped justice, but little did he know that justice would find him. Your assignment, Talat Pasha. With pleasure. Berlin, March 15th, 1921. My God, it's him. The man I've been searching for, it's him. May God be with me. Oh, excuse me. Blam. Right in the back of the head, Talat Pasha was shot. The assassin's name was Sergei Teleron. 6 years earlier, he had been deported along with his family. Talleyrand's mom said, "Just walk, my son. Everything will be all right." One day, out of nowhere, the thug guards smashed an axe into the teenage Talleyrand's skull. By some miracle, he survived. When he awoke, he saw he had survived a massacre and worse. "Father, Mother, my family." From that moment, Talleyrand's life had purpose. "Vengeance for my family, vengeance for my people." Talleyrand's trial opened June 2nd, 1921. I do not consider myself guilty because my conscience is at peace. Expert testimony proved invaluable to Talleyrand's case. Talat signed a decree saying the goal of the deportations is annihilation. Consequently, of all the Armenians deported, 10% survived, while 90% were murdered. Deeply moved, the jury acquitted Talleyrand. He settled in California, dying in 1960. Today in Fresno, his statue still stands. See, my children? There he is. Children's one of the greatest heroes of the Armenian people. But the Armenian Genocide remains almost forgotten, a fact which helped inspire the 20th century's other great horror. See, kids, if we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. We need not fear the German judgment of history, who after all speaks today of the extermination of the Armenians. Even today, the Turkish government denies that the genocide ever happened. Genocide? What genocide? You heard about a genocide? Aside from the Nazi thing? No. And recently, as of 1998, when some Armenian students presented a prominent professor of Turkish studies with a genocide petition, they were told, "Shove it up your ass." How's that? So much for history, kids. If you loved this story and want to see more, I have all the big books and I'll read it in this style as best as I can. Keep in mind, I don't have editing equipment or anything fancy like that, so because of addiction problems, so I know I've made some mistakes along shooting this thing, but bear with me. And bye for now.